This is the Rolex Submariner 116610LV. This is informally known as the Hulk. That LV on the reference stands for Lunette Vert, which means green bezel. And if LV sounds familiar, that's because this is not Rolex's first LV Submariner. That was the previous generation, which is known as the Kermit. The difference in appearance is this has a sunburst green dial and green ceramic bezel, while the Kermit had a black dial and a green aluminum bezel, not ceramic like this, but dimensions are similar. 40 millimeter case diameter, just under 13 millimeters thick, and about 47 millimeter lug tip to lug tip. That's its length. This newer generation, which started in about 2010, features thicker lugs, not a longer span or distance between lugs, but just thicker lugs, a newer bracelet with this double flip lock system, and a bracelet with entirely solid links. Solid end links were already done in previous generations, but solid links on the newer generations. And that can reduce stretch and make the bracelet a little sturdier overall. But to me, the real highlight of the Hulk is that green sunburst dial. Green, of course, is Rolex's brand color, and they save it for special edition watches, even though there are more and more special editions these days. The bezel is unidirectional, 120 click, for all your scuba diving needs, I guess. Even though you might be better off with a dive computer instead of a $9,000 luxury watch. But speaking of diving, the newer Submariners like this have a pretty handy feature on the clasp, which is called a glide lock system. And it allows you to pull out this tab, slide the clasp, and then pop it back in place. And it basically allows you to adjust the bracelet in 2 millimeter increments. And I use it throughout the day. I don't dive with this, but I use it throughout the day as my wrist expands and contracts. This is not to be confused with the Easy Link extension, which is on the GMT, which is a single 5 millimeter increase or decrease. As its name suggests, the Hulk is a beefy watch, but I find it really comfortable. This is on my 7-inch diameter wrist. I think it's a perfect size. 40 is the sweet spot, in my opinion, for sports watches. I have sports watches that go from 38 all the way up to 45, and if I had to pick the right diameter, 40 would be it. I'm making this video in early February 2018, and there has been some rumors in the past few months that maybe the Hulk will be discontinued. We'll see what happens at Basel World this year. The Kermit, the watch this Hulk replaced, the Kermit ran from 2003 to 2010, and so now the Hulk has been in production for 8 years, so some people think it might be time for it to be phased out. We'll see what happens. I try not to get too caught up in that. In my opinion, a good watch is a good watch, kind of regardless of its rarity or demand. And in my opinion, the Rolex Submariner 116610LV is a very good watch.